Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today our topic is physical quantities. So physical quantities can be defined as those quantities which can be measured having a magnitude and a specific unit are called physical quantities. Yes, in our everyday life we can experience that there are so many measurable quantities. For example, mass. So mass of anything, for example, mass of sugar, 1 kg, 500 grams, 10 kg. So in this case we can see that there are three masses of sugars. One is 1 kg mass of sugar, the other one is 500 gram, and the third one is the 10 kg. So in this case we can see that the mass is a physical quantity because it is measured having a magnitude, in first case 1, in the second case 500 gram, and in the third case 10, while having also a specific unit. Kilogram is the SI unit of mass, gram is the subunit of mass, and similarly kilogram, another one 10 kilogram, is also possesses a magnitude and a proper specific unit. Now in our everyday life we can also experience some quantities which cannot be measured, though that is a quantity but that cannot be measured, so we call them as non-physical quantities. We give name to them as non-physical quantity. So this physical quantity, which is non-physical quantity, will be against the above one physical quantity. That is, those quantities which were physical quantities are measured, they are measurable, that can be measured, having a magnitude and a specific unit. But in this case, in case of non-physical quantities, they cannot be measured, so we can define them as those quantities which cannot be measured, are termed as non-physical quantities. If we give example of non-physical quantities and we think on it, so there are, for example, I can say that e.g., for example, quantity of taste. Of smell, taste. So similarly we can also anger, So this similarly hunger, these are those quantities in our everyday life which we feel that it is a quantity, but they cannot be measured. Physical quantities, other examples are speed, distance, force, and so on. While non-physical quantities, quantity of smell, taste, quantity of anger, quantity of hunger, similarly quantity of likeness, quantity of we can say that quantity of love. So these are non-physical quantities. Now we come to the subcategories of physical quantities. So there are types given below. First one is base physical quantities. So there are two types of physical quantities, basically two types of physical quantities. There are third one also, but that can be studied in first year. So base physical quantities that can be defined as those physical quantities in terms of which other physical quantities can be derived by multiplying or dividing two or more than two base physical quantities. So those physical quantities in terms of which other physical quantities can be derived by multiplying or dividing two or more than two base physical quantities are called base physical quantities. They are 7 in numbers. So the first one is mass, having name of physical quantity mass. Second one is length. Third one is time. Fourth one is current. Electric current. Fifth one is temperature. Sixth one is intensity of light. That is also basic physical quantity. intensity of light. And the last one, seventh, is amount of substance. So seventh one will be the amount of substance, which is measured in moles. There are some ambiguities between the cadets, between the students, between mass and amount of substance. But mass is also the quantity of matter in a body, while amount of substance can also be understood as the amount of quantity of matter in a body. But that one is measured in mole, while this one is measured in kilogram. We will discuss them in some other lecture in detail. Okay, now the second one type of the physical quantities are derived physical quantities. Derived physical quantities. So derived physical quantities are those quantities, physical quantities which are derived from basic physical quantities by multiplying or dividing two or more than two base physical quantities, which are derived or obtained from base physical quantities by multiplying or and dividing two or more than two base physical quantities called derived physical quantities. E.g., as we know that speed is a basic physical quantity, and we know that speed it is derived from by multiplying two base physical quantities, and that is length divided by time. So we can write it as V equal to L divided by T. Its unit is SI unit is meter per second. Similarly, force is a derived physical quantity. Similarly, acceleration is a derived physical quantity. Similarly, torque is a derived physical quantity. Similarly, work is a derived physical quantity. We will explain them in other lectures. Okay students, now in first year we also discussed the third type of physical quantity, and that one is the supplementary units. So we can say those quantities those physical quantities which are neither base physical quantities nor derived physical quantities are called supplementary physical quantities. They are two in number. First one is radian, which is used to measure plane angle, that is 3 Eg 2 pi radian, pi radian 3 by 4 pi radian, etc. As degree is not the SI unit, radian is the SI unit to measure the plane angle. Similarly, second one is steradian, used to measure solid or three-dimensional angle. Three-dimensional angle.